Well, you know what, it was actually a group of us from the class of '95, and we had lost some of our own classmates, our shipmates who we had been at the academy together with, whom we had served with. They're people whom we really loved, and we wanted to do something to honor them. So we had this idea of getting 95 people from the class of '95 to run for our classmates, the Marine Corps Marathon in 2007. We ended up getting way more than 95 people, like 150. And we put together a dinner the night before because we felt it was really important to make those families feel like we will always remember their children, their husband, their father in this case. One was a father. And the whole weekend was momentous for all of us who were involved. And what was amazing was what happened afterwards. We got comments via email, phone calls from those families who had been there, and the words they expressed to us and how much that had meant to them told us that we needed to keep this going. And so we formalized Run to Honor, and that initial year it was for our class of '95 shipmates, and right after that happened we heard from those families. We knew there were going to be other families out there like that, so we created Run to Honor all of the names that are listed in Memorial Hall.
What we've learned through working with families of our fallen shipmates is how much it means to them to know that their kids are remembered, that the sacrifice of their kids is recognized, that their sacrifice is recognized. And if you walk around and talk to some of the people we're here today, you will see the warmth and the joy in their face from being embraced by the Alumni Association and by the Naval Academy. It means a tremendous amount to them, therefore it means a tremendous amount to us.
Somehow, some way, we have to identify the Navy grads, whether it goes back to World War II, Korea, all the way through Vietnam and into this modern era, of how we can reach out to the families that have had fallen and tell them that their school, that the school that their son or daughter went to, or their parents or whoever, hasn't forgotten that they made the ultimate sacrifice. So when we started talking about this, we kind of came together with Run to Honor around what they were doing as a class in this group, and then we just said we have to kind of come together and make this work. Let's kind of start small, and we'll start reaching out, getting the database of names, and then you see what's happening today. We've got families here, they're going to be recognized. They were recognized last night at a great dinner, and they're so appreciative.
And one of the memorable moments for me was my classmate. I remember back in 1983 seeing a young blind woman with a baby in her arms on TV being interviewed because her husband had just been killed by a sniper in Beirut. That was Gail Oler. And I had just gotten out of the Navy a year before and had started in financial planning. And sitting down with husband and wives and making sure that they were taken care of. And anytime I doubted or wondered, what if I'd stayed in the Navy, I just realized someone needed to be there for the Gail Olers of the world. Last year at the dinner, I got to meet Gail. I was like a little kid on a first date, waiting for her, not knowing what to say, how she's going to be. It was unbelievable. She had pictures of Michael. It was great.
It's hard to go through losing a family member. I haven't, but I was obviously my wife has, and her parents, and my extended family through them. People don't know how to approach you. People don't know how to deal with it. They don't know how to comfort you or know how to deal with the situation. So I think typically people avoid it. And the best advice that I could give is what the Navy, or what I remember the Navy folks talking about, telling us when Billy died, was just asking about the person, wanting to know about the person. You don't know what to say or what that's, but just ask the family of who they lost, hey, tell me about so-and-so, what was he like? And that's the most comforting, I think, effective way of helping them cope with it, deal with it too, and breaking the ice.
It was an immense and proud moment. The honor that has been given to Ernie is overwhelming to us. To have an organization like the Navy, Ernie's been dead now for 21 years, and the beat goes on. The Navy has demonstrated time and time again that they haven't forgotten, and it is indeed, it's a wonderful experience, and it makes the pain much less.
It's hard, but it's not altogether hard. The first saying someone told me when we learned of Ernie's death, they said, don't ever let somebody say you've lost your son. He's not lost. He's in a different place, and he's always in your heart. And that's the first thing that I always want to say to any family who have suffered a loss such as ours, which I don't like to call it. It is a loss, there's no question about it. But then I think, particularly in an academy situation, to be able to express how willing the Navy is and this wonderful group run to honor and caring and bringing people together, it's extremely supportive, and it's just wonderful to know that this is happening.